Welcome to Neelam Dentistry. Today's topic of discussion is extraction forceps. So, what is extraction forceps? Extraction forceps is the instrument that is used to deliver the tooth from the socket. Extraction forceps is used to hold the tooth to be extracted above the CEJ in maxillary arch and below the CEJ in mandibular arch. Fine. Extraction forceps. One is maxillary extraction forceps, another is mandibular extraction forceps. Now, coming to the parts of extraction forceps. I am taking this just for example. So, every extraction forceps has three parts. One longer part is handle, then this rounded one joint or hinge, and this tapered like is beak. So forceps has three parts: handle, hinge or joint, and beak. Now see, the handle has this cross hatchings on its outer surface. These cross hatchings are meant to allow better grip while extracting the tooth. If it is slippery like this, then the firm grip will be lost while doing extraction. So these cross hatchings are present on outer surface of handle. Look, this is present on every forceps. Also, the beak has serrations on inside. Inner part has serrations over it. This also allows better grip over tooth while doing extraction. So, handle, hinge or beak, joint, beak. Handle has cross hatching over outer surface and beak has serration in inner surface. Now, how to identify maxillary forceps and mandibular forceps? For example, I am taking this. So this is, they both are different. You can see the design. One is straight and one is like this. So this is a maxillary forceps and this is mandibular forceps. Now how to identify? In maxillary forceps, the handle and the beak are in a straight line. Here you can see it is in a straight line. And the angle between handle and beak is 180 degree. Fine. While in mandibular forceps, the handle makes 90 degree with the beak. The handle is perpendicular to the beak. Fine. So in maxillary it is straight. In mandibular it is at a right angle to the beak. So, by seeing this, you can identify which is maxillary forceps and which is mandibular forceps. Now, coming to maxillary forceps. Starting from maxillary anterior forceps. This is maxillary anterior forceps. Here, the beaks are narrow and pointed and closed completely at the tip. Here you can see it is closed completely at the tip and beaks are narrow. Also the handle of the forceps is straight. See this. This is straight, there is no curvature. So this is maxillary anterior forceps. This is used to extract canine to canine. central incisor, lateral incisor and canine. This forceps is universal, which means that it is used to extract tooth in both the quadrant. Fine. This is maxillary anterior forceps. Now coming to maxillary premolar forceps. This is almost similar to maxillary anterior forceps, but the difference is the beaks are slightly curved and it is open at the tip. Here you can see it is open at the tip and beak is slightly curved. Also the handle is curved towards the operator. See this? This is curved and in anterior it is straight. This is straight and this is curved. Are you appreciating the difference? This is straight and this is curved. So straight handle is of maxillary anterior and curved handle is of maxillary premolar forceps. This is also universal, so it is used in both the quadrants, right and left. Now coming to the molar forceps. From here the forceps are of right side and left side. So how to identify it? First, see what are parts of molar forceps. So, molar forceps has two different beaks. One is pointed and another one is rounded. See, this is pointed tip. This is pointed beak and another one is rounded. Another one is rounded. Fine. Now, how to identify right and left molar forceps? As we know, maxillary molar has 3 roots. Forget about the exception. So, the pointed beak, this is pointed beak, it is used to engage the groove between the buccal roots. Maxillary molar has 3 roots: mesiobuccal, distobuccal and palatal. So this pointed beak is used to engage the groove between buccal roots. Fine. And this rounded beak will cover the palatal surface of the tooth. So this is right molar forceps. Let me show you through cast. This is maxillary cast. So if you are extracting, hold it like this. If you are extracting right molar, then this forceps will, this is molar, so this forceps will engage the groove between buccal roots and this rounded part will engage the palatal root. Fine. So this is right molar forceps. Now left molar forceps. So opposite to the right, the left molar forceps will have pointed beak on the left side of patient. So the trick here is the molar forceps will be identified by pointed beak. Okay. Now right and left. Why it is called right? Because we are going to extract the tooth from the right quadrant of the patient. So the right of the patient will have pointed beak on the right of the forceps. So this is right molar forceps. Right of the patient and pointed beak will be on the right of the forceps. Similarly on the left quadrant of the patient, the pointed beak will be left of the patient. Patient will be sit here opposite to the operator, na? So this side will be right of the patient. So this pointed beak will be right of patient. Fine. And for the left side, the pointed beak will be left of the patient. Just remember the molar forceps is going to identify with the pointed beak, and right molar forceps means we are going to extract the right quadrant of the tooth. Fine. So right quadrant means right of the patient, and pointed beak will be right of the forceps. Left quadrant means left of the patient, and left of pointed beak will be left of the forceps. Hope you are getting this. Now coming to the extraction of grossly decayed tooth. Grossly decayed tooth is tooth in which crown structure is almost completely lost, but the trifurcation is intact. So the forceps used to extract grossly decayed tooth is cow horn. This is also not universal. It has right and left forceps. Let us see the parts of cow horn. So it has different beaks. One is like horn of the cow. Fine. This is like horn of the cow, and another has bifid tip. Fine. So this horn like beak will engage the groove between the buccal roots, and this bifid beak will present over the palatal surface. So this is right cow horn. Now for the left cow horn, the pointed horn like beak will be left side. It will engage the palatal it will engage the buccal root, and this bifid tip beak will present over the palatal surface. Now how to identify right and left? So this is cow horn, means the horn like beak will identify the side. We should give more emphasis over the horn like beak. So for the right cow horn, we are extracting the right quadrant of the tooth in patient. So the horn like beak will be present right of the patient. Fine. And for the left cow horn, the horn like beak will be left of the patient. So the molar and cow horn will be identified. Molar will be identified by pointed beak, and cow horn, as the name suggests, will be identified by horn like beak. For right molar, the pointed beak will be present on the right side of the patient, and left molar forceps, pointed beak will be left of the patient. Similarly, in cow horn, the horn like beak is going to identify the side. So the horn like beak in right cow horn will be present right of the patient, and similarly the left cow horn pointed beak will be present left of the patient. Fine. Now coming to the third molar forceps. Here you can see how beaks are arranged like this. It is going downward, and it is also longer than the beaks of other forceps, because the third molar is most posteriorly placed in the arch. So it is used, this longer beak is used to extract posteriorly placed third molar in maxillary arch. Now coming to the root forceps. So this is bayonet. Bayonet forceps, which is used to extract root stumps in maxillary arch. Here the beaks are very narrow and it is closed completely, and the curvature is made to engage the root stumps. Fine. So maxillary anterior, premolar, then molar forceps, right and left, then cow horn forceps, right and left, third molar forceps, and bayonet forceps, which is also known as maxillary root forceps.